Okay, so a lot of people have been also wondering how I basically do my nutrition from day to day. And it's pretty simple. It's pretty darn boring, but it's all the same. And look, I feel fantastic all the day. My body doesn't have any peaks or values in its energy levels. It's always consistent and everything. But I do everything to support lots of hormones and lots of glands in the body. So lots of natural concentrated supplements, which are extremely good because I'm always exerting a lot of energy. You know, your body needs those things to help everything grow and function better. Because cells help, yes, of course, everything to grow, but they also need to relax as well. The body is a nervous system that needs to relax. So my nutrition is very, sleep's very structured as well, but the nutrition is very, lots of fats. So anywhere from 30% to 60-70% of my daily carbohydrate intake is fat. So I have very little carbohydrate and sugar in my diet. I use fruits over carbohydrate stuff, because there's not much variety that I believe works really well with me. A lot of you might find the same thing, or you probably just don't know. You've gotten so used to eating carbohydrate stuff that you can't go without it. But it's until you start to really change your body that you realize you don't need that and you can function so much better without it. It's incredible. So it's high fat, huge percent, 30 to like maybe 70%. A lot of flaxseed, a lot of fish oil, a lot of avocado, walnut oil, sesame seed. They're the main ones for sure. Walnut oil. I think I said that. What else is there? So protein varieties. Because I'm an O blood type, I can have everything in variety, which is really good. Almost a lot more things than maybe others can. So meats work really well for me. Chicken goes great. Eggs, not so much. I don't have a lot of eggs at all. Turkey I do. Tuna in variety. I don't have a lot of that because there's mercury and you can get ciguatera poisoning from that. So not good. But if you take things like probiotics and MSM, methyl sulfur-methanate, to help detoxify the body of heavy elements, especially mercury, that's really good because sulfur helps do that. That's why we have veggies, because sulfur comes out from the atmosphere, goes into our veggies, and we actually uptake that, and that's what helps to detoxify, so we're alkaline in our body. But taken in concentrated form can just help even more. So that's pretty much with all the amino acids, proteins that I have. Veggies is a lot of green beans, there'll be peas, there'll be a lot of broccoli, baby spinach, broad beans, celery, cucumber, capsicum, but red. And that's really about it that I stick with veggies, and I feel fine and great all the time, and I don't get bored of it. That's the other thing. Do you get bored of it? Fruits. With fibre, I tend to use linseed, which works extremely well with me, and it's one of the medicines in an O group for me. It's actually really, I take it because it's the fibre. It's also got the fats in it as well. So flaxseed, linseed, but concentrated to fibre, which is fantastic. And then as well for energy sources, I use fruit. One, because I've seen it function off it really, really well. It's a great energy source. You can get different types of fast and slow release, different types of sugar amounts. You can get massive amount of minerals, electrolytes and vitamins out of them, depending just on what ones. But I seriously, if I feel I don't need it, I won't have it. Because for me it's related all around with my training, with energy, and yes, the body and the brain needs some form of carbs or sugars for stimulating everything to reproduce everything. So there's not a hell of a lot. It might be mandarins or oranges or bananas. That way they actually digest and absorb really well, and they have really good nutritional values to them. And the avocados I also use as well, but it has the fat as well. So, and taking the avocado all the way to the skin has really good values for the immune system. So things like that are really important. And that's really about it. There's not much to it. And do I put anything flavors on it, on everything? Sometimes I'll actually maybe have a tin of concentrated diced tomatoes, and I might put some of that over because tomatoes are really good for guys for prostate, maybe some vitamin E and vitamin A and some thiamine and chromium and things like this. So little things to add in, but that's really about it. And I can't handle eating big heavy foods anymore. I feel shit, I feel worse. I just want to sleep, things like this. So what's the point? And that happens and then there's the opposite effect. So that's what food does, but then there's the opposite effect with a lot of alcohol and stimulants and all that stuff, where they help to raise everything, but also wears out the stimulating products within the body that help to produce energy, hormones and whatnot, glands and functions of the immune system and nervous system. They get strained and they get worn out. The brain has to come in and overcompensate, but it's actually getting raised with neurotransmitters or receptor sites getting raised, but then they get a negative effect and they fall further down, so you have to have more all the time. So it's that imbalance where everyone's always out. So these are important things and factors to take into consideration. People think, well, how can you grow muscle and stay so lean at the same time? Because I study, I learn my knowledge. I try it on myself on every degree and angle from so many point of views. And I've learned from some of the best people and been able to link up that many different dots that I find that, yes, I can still, for my body type too as well, that's important. Everyone's body type is different. My body type is designed to stay very lean, and also I can build muscle with that quite well, but I have to make sure I'm conscious of making sure everything is functioning well, whether you go into the bathroom and whether you're actually absorbing things well. You can hear the gurgling inside and things are actually digesting and stuff. That's important. You need to hear that noise. It's good. And that's about it with what I do. So, these days I can train literally every day and go extremely hard if I really want. But even when I do that to the extreme, I have to be more and more conscious of everything I drink and eat every couple of hours, and my sleep intact, everything. Otherwise I just fall apart, because going to bed an extra hour later and then getting up at the same time can have big effects on lots of things. And because I use it around my training, because I love it, it just makes everything so easy. So when I work with people that don't go to the extremes as me, which a lot of people don't, it just makes my job for them so much easier. And people I train with that even go maybe sometimes harder than me, some athletes I've helped, they just see me in awe, because they have someone else that comes from a hard point of view of every level, mental, spiritually, nutritionally, physically, emotionally, that we are able to work out and channel out so many things and work together to come up with the most viable and safest, easiest, best way. And I'm looking forward to learning as much as I can and doing as much as I can to help ages of all types and all groups, which is easy for me. It's going to be easy done if you have the gift to talk to people and work with people on a very, I think that the biggest thing is emotional level, but being able to connect to someone on any level, which not everyone wants to do in their life, because for whatever reason, that's fine, it's your life. But it's and I'm in no rush. I see life is huge. I mean, I'm not going to retire when I'm 60 or 70. I'm going to keep going. By then I'll have learned that many things and done that many different degrees, diplomas, certificates that, Anyway, and so that's about my nutrition. I keep going off topic with things. But all the best, and it's pretty much that simple. It's not hard, but the problem is everyone has cravings, and everyone's mindset is in a totally different place. No one's got the same mindset on any level. And that's key to a lot of things. I mean, you need that mindset in so many different areas, and you need to be able to work out each area. And you've got subcategories to all those areas, and you keep going, break it off. And the list is endless, but until you work out whatever it is on every single level, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, nutritionally, physically, you may not get there. And people don't, because it's too hard. No one wants to practice ultimate power of the mind, body, soul, spirit. I love it. It's great. Okay, so cheers and good luck.